Hey guys, welcome to Ben Wrenchin. My name is Ben, and today I'm wrenching on my 94 Chevy K1500. I just did a bunch of suspension work on the front end of this truck, and before I take it to get in alignment, I really wanted to get my new wheels on. And the wheels that I got were a good deal online, but the problem is the center bore is too small and the wheel shop couldn't put them on. So I've got a few ideas, but to get started I need to jack the truck up and get one of these wheels off. I'm going to measure the center bore on those and figure out how I'm going to get these to match so I can get them on. So that's really all there is to it. Let me get one of these wheels off and we'll get started. But now that I've got the wheel off, I can measure the size of this with a pair of calipers. I'll link these in the description. I just use cheap digital calipers because they're good enough. So I'm hoping I can get these in here and get an accurate reading. And it looks like we're right at about 78 millimeters. So I'll measure a second spot just to confirm that. And I got about the same thing. So we're looking at 78 millimeters. And so now I want to do the same thing on my old wheels. Can't get a super accurate reading because I can't get this in flat. I'm measuring about 77 millimeters. And I'm getting about the same with my new wheels. And so what I want to try first is just to put one of these wheels on and see why they say they couldn't get it on the hub. So this one's going on here pretty well. It doesn't look great. There's a little bit of a gap right there. So it looks like I really just need to take a little bit of material off. And that's what I figured. I thought it probably had to be pretty close, so I really don't need to take too much material off. The problem is the wheel shop said that the powder coating on these wheels is just a little bit too thick and it wouldn't fit on the hub. I think I could have made it work. I'd have just tightened the lug nuts down and put it on, but I don't run a professional business, so I'm going to do this work myself. What I'm going to do is use a cylinder hone, and I'm going to take off a little bit of material on here. That way I try to make sure that I get it uniform and even, and I don't get some high spots. I'll link one of these in the description, but I borrowed one from a friend. Thanks, Ronnie. And so I'm just going to put this on my drill and see if I can use this to take off just a little bit of material. So I've got it on my drill. I just got to close these a little bit and get these in here. Try to get them straight. And then I'll just hone this center bore out just a little bit. I'll measure it again to see how much material I took off, and I'm still getting about 77 millimeters. Yeah, it's close, but it's not quite going on. So I'll just keep honing this out until I get it to fit a little better. The hardest thing is keeping this centered. So a couple of suggestions after trying that. I would not suggest using a hone because I think I just ruined Ronnie's hone. All three of them have a crack in there like that. And I also scratched this wheel a few times when that hone kicked out of there. So maybe don't try that. I'm going to try my Dremel with a sanding bit on it. And I'm also going to put this wheel up on these boxes and flip it over. And that way any scratches that I cause will be on the inside instead of the outside. So I remembered I had some of these Dremel sanding bands. I'll link these in the description. I got this cheap Dremel on Amazon years ago. It's actually called a Rotary Tool, but I will link this in the description too if I can find this one or one similar to it. This one's got this one rubber bit that you can put these sanding bands onto. So I'll try this and see if I can do less damage than I did with the hone. So I can tell I at least took some material off because it is shiny metal now. I'm hoping I didn't take too much off, but I think it'll be okay. So that was actually pretty much perfect. And so now I'll do the same for the other three. Alright guys, I got all four honed down and they look like they fit on there pretty well. So I will definitely recommend using a Dremel. Do not use a cylinder hone. That was a bad idea, but it was worth a shot anyway. Now I just need to take all the tires off my truck and take the wheels and the tires to the tire shop. They said they would not mount the wheels after I modified them. So I asked them if they would put the tires on the wheels and let me put them on the truck, and they said that was fine. So I'm gonna do that. The reason I went through this whole rigmarole is that I really wanted these rally wheels. These are the wheels I had on my first truck, and the only place that I could find them was wheelsexpressonline.com. So I will recommend them just because that's the only place I could find these rally wheels. I reached out to their customer service. That was the only suggestion they had, so I was a little disappointed with that, but I did get it to work. It really didn't take a whole lot of work. Really wasn't a lot of time, and luckily for me, I had a rotary tool already. So now it's just the pain of getting all these wheels off, taking them to the tire shop in my other car, bringing them back and getting them on the truck, but I'm really excited to get these rally wheels on. So I'll get all my jack stands under it, get these tires off, and head to the tire shop. Alright guys, I'm back from the wheel shop and I've got an empty box of lug nuts and an empty box from the center caps, which can only mean one thing, and that is that it's time for the big reveal. So before I show this, I just want to show a before picture of what the truck looked like with the old wheels, and here are the new wheels. So I don't care who you are, these look great. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You build your truck how you want. This is how I wanted them to look. This is the exact same setup that I had on the first truck that I had. It was an 88 K1500. It had these rally wheels and they were all rusted out and the center caps look like garbage. But I got all this new online. So I got the rally wheels on wheelsexpressonline.com. I will link that in the description. I got the center caps on eBay, and these plastic nuts for the center caps I did find on Amazon, so I will link those in the description too. But everything is brand new, and I think they look great. The tire shop gave me the option to put the white letters on the inside of the tire, which I prefer the black letters on the outside since these are an off-brand. If I had some nice tires, I might put the white letters on the outside, but I like the way these look. And I'm just blown away by the fact that the color of these wheels is the exact same as my truck. It almost looks like I painted them to match it, which I think is great. These wheels were a present to myself as a celebration for my channel getting monetized. The price really wasn't too bad. I thought I'd have to spend more to get these exact wheels and the center caps and everything. But I am so happy with these. I can't believe I finally got them on. Took a lot of work, but I will say it is worth it because they look pretty sweet. So with that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you want to see some more work that I'm going to do on this truck. The next project that I've got is on this exhaust pipe. It's completely broken off right there at the exhaust hanger, and it's been dragging the ground this week. So I can push it back up and it'll stay there for about an hour before it falls back down, and it's been dragging on the ground this week. I've got a quick cheap fix for that. It's not permanent, but I'm gonna do a video for that. And I've also got brand new exhaust pipes for this truck. This is everything behind the catalytic converter. So I've got a new resonator pipe, a new muffler, and a new tailpipe. I'm gonna get all that installed in a separate video as well, so make sure you subscribe if you wanna see some of that. But that's it for this video, so thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.